Greetings and welcome back to Timberborn. I'm KatherineOfSky and we're going toward update 1.0 experimental, and there are so many cool things now in the game that I want to show you. I'm so excited. There are things like this which will blow up your map. There's new maps, Pressure and Oasis, and we had a poll on YouTube and people decided we were playing Oasis with the Aquifers and the Geothermal plants. We got spiral stairs, banners, and there's updated modding, which I don't really do, but there's also, we get the eyedropper. I can't believe it. We finally got an eyedropper after how many years? Yeah, that's a basic feature, guys. We need that. We need it. Okay, so let's do a brand new game. And I think our last foray was with the folk tales. So we're going to play the Iron Teeth now. And we shall play the new maps, Oasis. Now, this is the experimental version of the game. Okay, this is not, you can't get this on the regular branch, so you have to opt into the experimental branch. I was going to make a new map, and then I thought it takes a long time, like a lot of energy, so I thought I'll just play Oasis for you. Anyway, maybe next time. Maybe next time. We're going to play normal because I don't like hard. Hard is just about limiting the amount of beavers on a map, so to me that's not challenging, it's just not fun. So we're going to play normal. And let's get going. I'm so excited about this. And we're off and running. Almost off and running. We got to name our settlement. I've been trying to think of a name for this place. And all I can think of is, like, I'm thinking like peace or calm or... Oh, Serenity. You know what? Let's do Serenity City. Not a bad name for a colony, I gotta say. All right, so we're going to start. Now, we start off... I have investigated this map on my own, by the way, so I know a lot about it. We start off in the middle of an area which has, if we look under the water, we have a new, one of the features, water seep. Now this thing, it has, limited pressure, which means it only fills the pond to a certain level, okay? And if it flows out, then it will keep filling to a certain degree. I mean, it is able to be pumped out. You can pump it out if you want. But it does generate quite a lot of water in general. So, but if it's landlocked, as we see, it will only go to a certain level. As you see, I think it's 0.75 of a block or something. Something like that. We also have this, as you see, a new feature. Ancient Aquifer Drill. If you give this power, it will give you water. It will generate water for you. Then we also have these weird objects on the surface. This is a relic. Demolishing it gives 200 science points. That's pretty sexy. And then we also have these kind of bad water sources, but they aren't, it's dormant. They aren't active right from the get-go. So this map looks unusually fluid-free. Except for the very center, we have, fluid-free zones. Now, we also have these beautiful little things. Guess what that is? It's a geothermal field. This thing, you can put a power source on it, the geothermal engine, and it's very cheap. Very, very cheap to get power. We need it because this area has no ability for a water wheel. I mean, to put it simply, we need power from somewhere, so that's going to be it. We also have these other cross-shaped thingies. These are aquifers, and that's what they look like. You need to build an aquifer drill on top of them that looks like this. Again, you need to you research it and then build it and supply it with power in order to keep it running. Now, there are some sneaky things that happen. For example, when there's a bad water, the aquifers will... leak bad water. And I thought, if I turn off the drill, then we can stop the bad. No. The bad water is just pure evil. And even if you cut the power totally, it will still keep spewing bad water. So in any of those sources, we need to make sure that we can reroute things to preserve our settlement and area. Now, this map does not have any bombs on it, which I am very grateful for. They literally traumatized me when I played Pressure. I had such a bad time Oh, I'll tell you the stories one day, but oh my God, it was bad. Anyway, but we can explore our map and hopefully build a thriving and awesome colony. And I'm just so excited about it. We got some metal over here. We got some more metal there. We have a nice step up to this platform to get the energy. We have all these trees here. We got some bushes with food. This does not have natural stairs, so that's going to be, you know, forestry and get research to get some platforms and stuff going on. And then here we have these beautiful oak trees, which are going to be very valuable to us. They give the most logs, 8 logs versus like these pines are 2 logs each. So we're going to try to hightail our way up to getting up there and get those different resources. And then of course, this is probably going to be our first metal mine. That's a good way. I am just brainless sometimes, I swear. Okay, it's fine. Anyway, let us start. Let's build a road. Now, the first thing I want to do is we're probably going to preserve this blueberry patch because, because it, brain, come back. We need for the breeding chambers. We are going to build, firstly, 2 breeding pods to start growing our family of beavers. But we're not going to overbuild those things because they are quite... yeah, you can easily go over and run out of food, and we're not going to do that. We refuse to do this. We're not going to do that. All right, so let's build a nice road here. We're going to build roads all the way kind of into the forest here so that we can get the lumberjacking done. And we'll get a large industrial pile like here, and we can make a stack of these around this area. Now, our first, one of our first resources needs to be water. So there we go. And then the other resources we need are going to be farms, of course. So let me think about this. How do we want to do this? We want to put like a farm. Let's see. How do we want to? I also like to put farms on top of other buildings. So, for example, like a warehouse where people can just, use that. And actually, here would be great because we have a natural curve in the road. But the thing is we can't do that yet because we don't have the steps for it. So let's grab the farmhouse. We'll put it over here, and then we can fill in those areas with crops later. Okay, so we have a lot of these buildings. They are probably, let's put them all as, needing to get done ASAP. Well, sort of ASAP. And then the ones we really need to get done are these guys and the water. Those are the most important right now. You don't want to prioritize every single item for sure. Definitely not. Also, we want to give as many workers as we can here. Okay, we have... Oh, and we forgot to look at our cutting area. That's my bad. Derpy. Yo, there we go. Okay, cut all these trees, please. Go. Now they got stuff to do. Now they ain't complaining about nothing to do, man. No. All right, we have all of our beavers employed. Little beavers are growing up. Everybody's sleeping under the stars. That's what's happening right now. We could build a barracks if we want to. I'm going to build it like here. Also, I forgot to remap the key bindings there. What the heck is it called? All right, the setting I was looking for is duplicate. I changed it to Q as Factorio is. I think it's something weird like B or something. Copy settings is V, which is kind of useful, I find. So that's nice. Like if you're copying settings for warehouses or buildings or things like that, that is pretty darn useful. All right, so things are happening. We might as well make them work like 20 hours a day because there's not much else to do for now. We also want to build... Oh, we forgot one very, very important thing. This is food production. So yes. And then we also need to build a warehouse to store the berries. Let's put that there. Berries, please. And Sure. Why not? Okay, I forgot about that. They do actually come with food, but we want to start harvesting as soon as possible so that the berry bushes can get back on the, okay, you know, make more train sort of thing. We also need to put this as kohlrabies. Yes. And then we need to figure out some kind of farming here. I also want to add this, make wood, please. There you go. Or store wood, I should say. So. These areas I think are good for farming water. Let's do that. Can you say that? I'm not even sure you can say that. Farming water. What a silly idea. Anyway, let's go ahead and put these farmlands out here. Let's make this kind of our dividing line for farmland. Not sure what happened there. And then we want to save this space for a staircase. Wait, whoa. Oh, gosh, I forgot to put the person in charge of that. Oh, dear. That's not great. Now then, let's get storage for water here as well, because that's going to be important. Okay, come on. Work harder, work. Yep, we need to work. We need to give everybody water, please. Water, please. Everybody needs water. Please don't let my beavers die, like, right in the beginning of the game. Please, just because I forgot to, like, prioritize employees. Ugh. Okay, they're going. You would think that the game would have, like, an internal thing, like, hey, if there's a question between the District 1 building and, you know, deep water pump thing, you should choose a deep water pump. Nobody died. Also, I don't like the beaver log is now moved. It used to be down here where it was convenient to see with the rest of the stuff. And now they moved it. And I hate it up there because now I never see the beavers dying. Or, well, growing up and doing all the other stuff and stuff. Yeah. So it's really annoying. All right. So now that we've gotten things established, I do want to set up a science place or two. Let's set up a couple, maybe. Actually, we could change those. Let's see. Delete. Yes. Okay. I'll put them up here because we're not going to need this area for a while, I don't think. Let's see. Okay. We can put the sciencey people up here like that. Let those get built. And then we're going to have one pretty high up here to ensure that we're getting some kind of points. Oh, wow. Well, we're hungry again. Also, these guys got to be high priority as well. We absolutely got to get this food going because the berries are not going to last for too long. Definitely not going to last for too long. All right, but the crops are coming in. They don't take too long. They take 3 days, which is okay. We got people working there. We have 3 jobs that need people, workers. So it's all good though. We're working. Beavers are working. It's a brand new, found wood and water. New beginning. See, that's all you need if you're a beaver. Wood and water. Man, tell me about it. All right. I also don't like, wood used to be its own category and now it's under materials. You see it's here. I don't like that. I thought it was much better. In fact, bad water. Why does bad water have its own category? That should be under, you know, fluids or whatever ingredients. I think that wood should be its own category. I mean, we're beavers. This is the most important thing to us is wood. So don't know why they moved it. Don't make no sense to me at all. It's just weird. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's move this here. And then we can build this power source soon. First, we need to get this stuff going. We absolutely need to get our forests planted and working. I'm kind of wondering if I can just do like a forestry thing here that could also take care of this area. Because we're going to have bad water happening. We know this. I mean, in the future, we're going to have this problem. Wood. Let's see. We need 30 points. We got 22 points. We're very close. Very close to a wood A wood producer, a wood magician, growing wood out of the soil from nothing, man. Okay, we've got to get a road there. So now some of our beavers can have a home, at least 10 of them can. And then we do have baby beavers in the pods. Hooray. So those are getting going. Very good. Very good, beavers. You're doing a good job. So we're going to put the inventors, our latte huts, down to the lowest priority, except for one. We're going to have one staying on a high priority so that we can get some actual points, because at times we're going to fluctuate in population and we may have more or less inventors, but dang, we need the points. We really need those points. So we're going to get our, no, we want this, the forester out here. Let's see. I can put this one maybe like, oh, that would be good actually right over there. Or not. Hello? I don't really want to kill those trees personally. Could do this. Yeah, that could be okay. And then make some more bushes because we're going to need more berry bushes. We know this. I might also put in a road somehow going across here for reasons. Okay, new well-being, high score. We got 3. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, breaking the bank, man, on high scores today. I'm not going to put in a lot of stuff right now because I really want this to be our settlement area where they have stuff. They have all their amenities and campfires and all that kind of stuff, because we don't need green pastures for them to have a building. That's the you know, I'm practical about this. Got to be practical. So yeah, there's that. Now, the next thing we want to buy is staircases. That's very, very important. Stairs are 70, platforms are 100, just FYI. And yeah, the yay is real. This is good. Now, we can also think about getting the this thing going, the geothermal power plant. It requires planks, so we're going to have to get a plank-based system going on first. Let's just do that. Let's make a plank maker. It's free. It's an industrial lumber mill. Now, keep in mind that these things are kind of nasty. They have chances of injury. I never really realized that, I guess. So it's kind of like, whoa, okay, hold on. And then we can put in the power mill over here. We're going to need those, absolutely needed for now. And I'm not sure what we want to do with things like the storage of these things right now. I guess what we could do is just put in another one of these guys, maybe, for planks. And then they can just, you know, use them there. We could also put in smaller little, what do you call these, storage units, these small ones, if we want to get them a little bit closer. Of course, this is going to need a staircase up here, but we're not bothered about that yet. Now, one sad thing I have to report is that, yes, we have beautiful spiral stairs, but they're expensive. They cost treated planks and 350 science. I feel like that's horrible because by the time you get all of that stuff, all of your early building is done. So it's kind of like, oh crap, you know, like it's not great. It's not a great thing. Definitely not a great thing. Anyway, so right, this is going to be our next target for invasion of the beavers. So we can get more wood. I definitely want to get 70 research points so that we can get the next staircase going on. I'm going to try to build some planks. Initially, they'll just be stored in here because, again, we don't have a staircase for here. But it should be fine. It'll be fine. We still have a few trees left, so that's perfectly good. Excellent. All right, our forester is here right now. I think what I want to do is I want to fill this area with bushes. And make sure it's solid. Let's just go all the way out here, for example. And then the rest, we can actually move these guys. Let's see, if we delete these, they'll just turn into a pile of logs, so that's all right. And I kind of don't want to put a road over this area. I kind of want to put it over maybe here, so as to have as many squares of trees as possible. So I think what I want to do with this is let's get oak trees planted in this area. Yeah, sure, something like that. This is a fuzzy area. Do I put more bushes? Do I put trees? I don't know. I have no idea what I want to do here. And where are we going to put these new, you know what? We could put the new guys, the new wood chopper guys here. Let's put one here, and he will cover all the way halvesies up to here, which is nice. But I'm not going to make him high priority right now, because right now there's no trees to cut, for one. Oh, well, there are trees to cut, actually. There are trees to cut. Let's put him on high priority, and then we can even get rid of one of these people, and then the other one can be medium priority, sure. Yep. And I want to have another forester's hut out here as well. So we need people to work here. Let's put one worker up here. And then we get one worker here. All right. And then they can be making some planks for us. Now, question. How do we want to do this up here? Maybe just like this? Seems all right. Why not? Man, I got plans for this colony. We're going to have tube systems all over the place. We're going to have beavers flying across the map because we love it. It's fantastic. 91 research points. This is feeling good so far. Really nice. Yay. Okay, and now let's get some of this here. Now, I'm going to be quite... Let's see, we need a pine forest here. Quite a large one, like 5 maybe, or 6, I guess. But we don't have like edible trees, except for the mangroves. We do have mangroves, which we're going to put in the water soon. But we don't have like chestnuts or maple or anything like that. So it's very much like, is it going to be pine or oak? All right, looking for that power source. Wouldn't that be nice? I'm going to add a power line going through the back here. Question is, do I want to start it here? I think we go in the back of these things so that we can easily tie things together. Yes, and then go here. And then we'll just... I think we need to pause this one and that one. I have tried, people have told me in the past, like, oh, well, you know, if you build it from a certain point, I've tried individually clicking stuff down, and it still is like, no, no, no. Oh, no, no, no. We're going to build the things you don't want first. Yes, because that's how the beavers do things. I don't know why. They just want to be contrary, I guess. I guess what we can do with this road is kind of... before we get this, I think the road is more important. So let's put this here. And I guess we can have a road going... Oops, excuse me. Why? Oh, there we go. Have a road going around it in case we need to connect this to there. Depends on how many research points we get when. Also, I'm wondering, how the heck did they do this? I haven't looked at map gen or like creating a map yet in the experimental, but before you had to have an arch to support, you know, blocks like this. So I'm not really sure how they did this, but it's kind of cool. And there's a lot of those arches on various maps that I've found. Really cool. Very, very cool. You know, arches without arches, basically. Okay, drought is approaching. So, yeah. We have a thing full. That should be enough for the very first, you know, drought. Typically, you don't need any. And we have this entire pond full of water. We are getting some food. we definitely need to look at getting better food. Now, the problem with iron teeth is that you need the fermenter. But the fermenter, unlike the folktails, which only requires wood, the grill requires just wood to cook stuff. This needs power. So I think we need to get this thing operational first before we go crazy on power and stuff. All right, so let's get a person here. I don't know. Oh, we're short 4, so that's not great. All right, let's just get all these cutting. And then I'm going to fire this person, or lay them off, as they say. All right, looking good here. This is pretty darn great. I think I want to have a road through here for reasons. And I also want to put in a zone of exclusion like this for future stuff like the... Actually, you know, why should we? Why should we? We can just delete the trees later if we don't need them. I was thinking about the tapper's shack, but that's a ways down the road. Might as well grow trees on the land that, you know, we have stuff for. Okay, we do have 2 people planting all these trees, which doesn't seem like enough, honestly. But they're working hard, man. I guess they just opened up their doors because we must have had problems earlier than that. So how many planks we have? 13. I'm going to fire people from here for now. I think we definitely can use them in farming or anywhere else. Maybe up here, especially with this lumber camp up here, lumberjack flag, to get all of these lovely, beautiful, bountiful trees gone. All right, you go there. And I'm thinking of putting this as like low so that people or beavers can make sure and take up these positions instead. Okay. Are they going to get food? What are they doing? They're getting water, and they got water, and one of them got food. Okay. Maybe both got food. So that tells me that I really should put some kind of food services in workplace areas. I hadn't really paid attention to that in the past because I thought, oh yeah, surely they'll be sensible and just, you know, eat in the morning or eat when they have their time off. But no, they don't do that. Why would they do that? That would be silly. That would just be totally silly. Yeah, really weird, those beavers, you know. All right, let's figure out where we want this one. Let's do 1, 2, 3 here. 1, 2 from there. Okay. Then this goes there. Oh, wow, another drought already. Oh, no, that was the announcement for the drought, and then we are having the actual drought. Got it. No problem. We got the thing. It's fine. These, I think I'm going to lay off this beaver for now because we don't really have many trees growing. I guess there are still trees here. There are still trees for sure. I'll let them cut down the rest of these trees. I forgot about it. It's fine. Anyway, but these are going to be lumber gold for us. Very, very nice. So we're lacking 4 beavers, which is not ideal, but soon enough we will almost permanently pause this forester because I'm just doing this now to get the forest set up real quick so that we start growing some of these wood trees for us. And then we're going to have this shortly as well. Actually, we can get this right now or close to now. I don't know how many planks we have, but we hopefully can make this happen. I don't think I even need to prioritize it, but there we go. How many planks does that need, though? That's 6, and this is 4. We need 10. We have 3. Okay. Actually, they might have already taken some, so we'll see. But yeah. Okay, we did get the bottom one, and then top we have 0. Okay. No, we have 3. So we only technically need 4. One more. Okay, there's 4. Let's unpause that, of course. And they're not doing it. I don't know why. Ah, because there are no people living here anymore. Okay, we need to put them medium, I think. And I think we have enough, so we'll just go ahead and pause this plank making situation now. Okay, very good. Now, I apologize to my wonderful patrons and members on the YouTube channel. I couldn't enable the beaver naming mod because every time they push out an experimental update, it's not compatible with any mods. So that's just the thing we have to deal with. But I haven't forgotten about you. Do not worry. I am very cognizant literally every day when I, you know, think about eating one of those sort of basic activities. I'm very cognizant and thankful to my wonderful, wonderful patrons. You are so wonderful, and I'm grateful for you being here for me. Also, I've been posting some really awesome videos on my Swedish channel called Refreshingly Swedish. There's a link in the description, by the way. But it's all about fun foods that we've found, or I have found in Sweden. And I hope you'll enjoy those. I just recently posted one about a trip to a Swedish bakery and some of the cool treats we got there. And I also had one or two on Swedish sandwich cake. That was fun. I might even post a cooking show of making one of those things in the future. We will see. But yeah, check those out. Hopefully they're interesting to you. But I really love exploring Sweden, especially coming from another country. It's just cool, you know, to like see what's different here, what's similar, what is more convenient, what is less convenient, because trust me, there is stuff that's less convenient. I don't have rose-colored glasses. I do love being here, but I ain't got no rose-colored glasses on. And I really just enjoy it, you know. It's a very interesting, cool thing to do, to explore a new culture and stuff like that. So, all right, let me put another lumberjack flag up here and do this. So far, I kind of like this idea of having these water seeps. As soon as I saw the news about this, there's a whole like blog post on the Timberborn section of Steam. And they talk about, you know, oh yes, you can have, you know, these low, well, not low, but they almost fill up the edge, but they don't go over the edge. And I'm like, oh my God, swamps where you can grow fruit. This is perfect. You know, you have this idea. But later we're going to need to protect this area because these can also go bad water on us. But I have plans, my dear beaverkin. I got plans. All right, we have 82 science thingies. We really need more beavers, but I'm really reticent to add more pods. But I think I'm going to have to anyway. I'm going to add one more. So let's get that going. Also, I want to add a prioritize by haulers. Can I press V on this and go yo and yo? Does that also? Yeah, okay. So that's what the V tool does. Copies the settings of one thing and pastes to another. That's pretty handy. Now, what do we do now? I think what we want to do here is I kind of want to... Okay, I have an idea. I'm going to delete this area of growing plants. That sounded, I was going to be area of growing things. And then I was like plants. Sound like an idiot. It's fine though. All right. Fermenter. Here we go. These are 3 long? I thought they were 4. Whoops. Huh. Okay. Well, we have an extra thing at the end there. We're going to add this. And then we're going to take the power line that way. And down here, we're going to put in a warehouse. You probably can guess for what. This is going to be cooked. The other stuff, cassavas. And we need to start growing cassavas. So let's see if we can just do a tear out all this crap. And then put in another farmhouse, say like here. Oh, wait. No. Hold on. Actually, we can move this one up as well. So let's take out these plants. Because we need to do the same warehouse thing. Okay? Warehouse thing. And you know, when I first started this, I was like, oh yeah, I want to do a spiral staircase off to the side. Sorry. No, because the game makes them so damn expensive. It's just ridiculous. It's not good. Okay, we're going to do it there. This one will be on top of the roof. Let's do that one there, and you can go there. And then we're going to add staircases there. Okay, and then we need one road here. And then we need to get more planks. Also, I'm going to V these. V, click, and click. I want these to have highest priority of workplace. All right. But they need their planks in order to actually function because we don't have staircases there yet. These, we need to set the recipe fermented cassavas. And we don't choose soybeans, even though they're very tempting, because we don't have oil yet. They need oil to function. Now, let's plant our cassavas. Here we go. This is like the Timberborn shuffle right now is what we're doing. Oops, let's make this a little bit more settlement-y. You can go there. I think we'll put our next water pump here. Okay, looking good. Looking very good. And over here, we're going to make this cassavas as well. Because the thing with cassavas is they are so much more efficient as a food source. Oh, do we want these here? 1, 2, 3, and no way. Yep, we got to take them out. Okay, so what happens to cassavas is you get 4 makes 10. So that's like 2.5 times what you put in, right? But kohlrabi's is 1 to 1. And each of these crops, you get 2. These you get 1, but again, 2.5 times that is a lot. Well, I guess, is it a lot? Because these are 2. And these are 1 times 2.5. So it's 2.5. So maybe it's not that much greater. It's not that much. I don't know. Am I doing the math wrong there? Please let me know. I'm kind of like, Doesn't seem better per crop sown. And these are 5 days and these are 3 days. So there's also that difference as well. But the soybeans are actually quite profitable, I believe. I think that soybeans are very, very profitable. All right, we're going to make an extra one of these. Not to have anybody work here, but just so we have it. Because we're those kind of people. Okay, so now let's decommission this place. Then we're going to, we also have this place. Perfect. It's really important to try to keep on top of the population. And we're going to also pause these places. We're going to pause this place because we don't have any food yet. 161 points means we can get the power here. The geothermal engine. Yeah. Perfect. And it means we can connect this up. So let's delete this road. I love so much the eyedropper. How has it been so long before we could even get an eyedropper? I don't understand this. Also, we don't want this to be kohlrabi's. We want this to be cassavas. Raw cassavas. Which are here somewhere. There they are. Yep. Okay, very good. Now, we can also put a thingy here. We want to... Oh, we need more planks. Darn it. Darn it. We need to tap into our workforce again. Now, up here, we have still trees that need to be deaded. Here, we can pause this guy. And we can pause this lumber person there. And I think we can just add the few more trees here and let this forester take care of them. I think that'll be fine. And I have completely... Oh, no, I did that on purpose, right? I think I did that on purpose. But I do want to remove this because I do want to have a road here eventually to plant some mangroves down here because mangroves are a now thing. We don't even have to have an aquaculture hut to pay attention to that at all. So, you know, kind of important. And we could actually do the platforms across here just to have a road going this way. That would be nice. All right. So... this is looking good. I'm really happy about what's going on now. This is very, very good. Let's plant back some kohlrabi's here. They're kind of instant food. Now we don't have a lot of water savings because we don't have a lot of anything. We have almost nothing. It's not great. This is, yeah, not prioritized. But it's okay. We need to just, you know, hang on for a bit. I do want this cleared, though. So maybe if I pause these guys, I would rather have this cleared because we need to have... I want to build, like, some more campgrounds and more things that make our beavers happy. Now, unfortunately, we are so poor in science points. I would love to... So you might have wondered, why is there a space behind these buildings? That space is to have things like decoration. I used to do things like build these huge building structures so that I could put the monuments on top and all the decorations. And then it's like you play the entire game without them having their basic happiness. So what I decided to do now is a little bit different. I have a space behind the building, in this case, where it's only one. Or sometimes I put platforms in front of the building. That works too, but this is cheaper. And then I just, you know, I can do it right now, actually. Let's put shrubs in here. They are cheap enough. They're 20 points. So we might as well give them one little bit of happiness, because as their happiness grows, they actually get much better things. Yeah, next well-being is 10. So if they're at 5, then they're going to have these better things. The growth speed is better, and the movement speed is better. So we want to try to get them up as soon as we can to make sure that they can get all the stuff they need. Okay, so cassavas are not done yet growing. That's okay. We're working on it. Now we have 5 average level of happiness. Hooray. Oh yes, one other thing that we need to do here is we need to make sure that our beavers don't have too many broken teeth. That would be very painful for them. So I'm going to... Let's take off these things where they can regenerate their teeth. Also, we do not want to cut the pine trees. Actually, no, we can cut the pine trees until we get or closer to when we get the person that taps Tapper's Shack. Sorry. Hashtag bad brain day. Hashtag every day. Hashtag everyday bad brain day. Yeah, it's one of those. Just one of those, man. Just one of those. It's fine. Okay, also we can maybe clear this. And so, yeah, now we are having everybody having a little bit more happiness, which is great. Decorations are a really easy way to lift your happiness. Like lanterns, they cost 100 science points. But different food types are also going to help as well. We need to, you know, make sure that we can get that soon. And reducing injury is also important. I don't know if we have anyone injured. No, it doesn't look like it. Bad water source. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's one of these, like, activates in 0.3 days. Yeah, rough. Okay, it's rough times, but okay. And oh yes, here's our thingy. Hooray! Woohoo! Okay, so now the new problem is that this is not connected to that. So what we want to do, let's delete this and just connect it for now. And just have it build some planks for us. Let's pause this thing. And then we want to build more structures here. So let's delete this, delete that, and then grab a staircase, go over and above, and we need our platform too. Oh yes, we just spent it on geothermal generator. It'll be fine. In my last couch playthrough, like, so I'll play while I'm, you know, resting, supposed to be resting my brain. So I will, you know, do less than work, but more than just brain rot. I'll play Timberborn, and last playthrough, I waited way too long to get the number cruncher. So we want to try to go for that a little bit early this time. Just to get things going. I think that would be really nice. Okay, so I think what we want to do, we'll have maybe some residential buildings this side, and then this side can be devoted to things like campfires and such. So let's grab this, move that there, delete this, And then we'll put in, because we have absolutely no happiness things. And we have some for free. We don't even have to buy them. Teeth grindstone is not going to really generate happiness. But, oh, that goes there. But the scratcher is cheap. The shower is good. That's nice to have. And then the rooftop terrace can also be kind of nice, actually. It's hard to build one, I find. But yeah, getting the decorations is like really good use of funds when it comes to getting that score up, especially if you want to hit a milestone. Like the 5, 10, 15, that kind of thing. All right, beavers. You know what? This is kind of wasted area. So maybe I should just build trees. If we need more bushes, we clear the trees. Easy peasy. No problem. No problem. All right. Soon we'll get rid of stuff. Okay. These guys, lumberjacks. We're working, man. We are really clearing a lot of trees, which is great. I like that this map has more treeness because a lot of the maps, and that's why I designed Dogbone Rise the way I did. That's, you know, my custom map that I made. Is I hate the wait for more trees. I hate waiting for trees to grow. So this is really nice in terms of having that extra wood. It's just a little extra effort and you get your wood and it's fantastic. So yay, that's a big yay. All right, we're getting cassavas now. Hooray. Now let's get a little bit more. This thing requires quite a lot, I think. Yeah, no, it's not that much. It's 4. Some of the recipes require like 20, I think. I forget which one it is, like soybeans or something. I don't know. But let's build up a little bit more and then we can... actually, there's almost 50 in there. So we'll get this person going, put them at high priority because almost always I have food people at highest priority. Now, the exception to that would be like if I have many fermenters of the same kind... or many, you know, many water gatherers, but almost always the water gatherers are also at the top there. So I'm actually going to put this one. Do we want this one at the top? I don't know. I don't know if we need 2 yet. I don't think we do. I think we only need 1 right now. And right now, even though we have a drought coming, this pool of water holds a lot of water. It's a lot of water. So we don't have to really worry about that too much. Now, I think we might delete these bushes here. I don't think we need more berries. I can also fire the berry person for now until the berries actually grow. All right, let's get rid of these and replace it with crops. And then I think I want to take this road back here. Do something like this, and we can put some more buildings back here. Maybe another house. We have 1 empty bed. Oh, not anymore. Can do one like here, maybe. Yeah, sure. Okay, why not? All right. So, unfortunately, the Iron Teeth do not get any benefit from having a house. I mean, you'd think that, yeah, they're pretty stubborn, but no, they do not get any delight from the comforts of home. So, yeah. Wow, fermented cassavas already? This many? Wow, that's tons. Nice. That's really great. So yeah, next thing we want to do is try to get, maybe we want to try to get power over here so we can get this land green so we have more room for farming. That's kind of the next goal, is kind of expand on the farming and try to get that, you know, upgraded and updated there. There's 2 ways we can access this. We can go up here. In fact, I probably want to make an exclusion zone here just to have this. Whoops, that's the wrong thingy. That should work on that, you would think. Anyway, to have a path up here to collect the metal as well as kind of get up here. But there's another way. We can actually go this way and go around, which is a pretty nice route for the power. Because the power, if we don't want to have platforms all over the roads, we can save a bit in going this way and just kind of go up this cliff here and kind of go around there. So I think that's what we might do, is take the power around this way. And that would be kind of easier, I think. Let's see if we can take this way. Now remember to choose these appropriately, because This one is more expensive, a lot more expensive. It requires gears, the vertical ones, so kind of important. Oops. No, not yet, not yet. Okay, we can't do too much there. I wanted to save the other 100 points, especially for the platform, because we need this. Wait, what? I already have that. Hold on, I was saving it for something else. I forgot what I was saving it for. Oh no. Brain let me down, man. Okay, we can delete these guys. Hooray. This area is now cleared. That is fantastic. So now we might be able to buy stuff like a scratcher or the double shower. Wouldn't that be nice? I think that would be very, very nice. Look at that. We could, let's get rid of these crops here. Take them off. So whenever they're harvested, they go away. And then we can do some other stuff. Now, I definitely want to get a sluice. That is one of the most important items on our list. 400 points for that. Wow. Okay. It's a bit scary. A lot scary. We also want to make some a gear maker. Definitely a gear maker. That's 100. I guess we'll afford that right now. Yes, thank you. And here we can start going up this incline. And maybe we can put some storage up here because we don't have a lot, that's for sure. Maybe I should put these on top of... You know what? I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to put them on top of warehouses. Because, I mean, it seems silly not to. So we're going to add this here. And do a... Let's see. To figure out how to do this here. Trying to figure out like where do I want the staircases basically. Okay, so gears are going to be here. Let's put in a gear order for this warehouse. There you are. Okay. We don't know what goes in there yet. Haven't decided yet. But we definitely need a pathway here. Now, where does that connect to this road? Does it do it over here? Maybe we delete one of the inventor's huts. We could do this. We could do something here, actually. We can do... Let's delete this for now. Yes. We can space this out. And instead of having... Whoopsies. Instead of having one or a thingy that way, we can do it this way. I like this better, I think. So if we do this, and God bless the you know, eyedropper tool. Holy fuzzy cats, man. How have we not had it all this time? So crazy. I just don't even understand it. Okay, there we go. And then we take this here, and then we do a minimum of 1, 2, 3 here. And we can take this that way. Isn't that nice? We get a lovely stair step without extra platforms. We can save some stuff on that. Hooray. And this can get done. This can start getting built right now after we get that going. All right, and we decided we needed vertical power shafts. Those are important. Not going to complain about those at all. I'm going to pause this one so we can get in and around this whole area. What's nice is they can also reach diagonally. I don't think that that was a thing before, or at least it wasn't obvious. I think that's kind of new. So it's beautiful. It's wonderful. It works really, really well. Okay, so now we can add a lot more storage space for other items, which I find delightful. Let's move this one over here, the planks. We'll have planks here, and let's get them all here, and we will... Oh, this one is not even... Aha, we forgot to build the staircase there. Whoops. Okay. Let's build a staircase here, and we can allocate that for logs. And we also maybe want to build a warehouse on top for the mangrove fruits when we start growing them in here. I think that would be nice. All right, but as the sun sets, I'm reminded that I can't possibly play Timberborn all night. So we're just going to have to say thank you so very much for joining me. I hope you enjoy this new series of Timberborn, where we have our brethren Timberborn beavers working hard and enjoying life and making sure that life continues for all beaver kind. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you next time.